Welcome to a web exclusive. I'm Mike Montecalvo along with Eyewitness News Analyst Lt General Reginald Centracchio. There's a rally that's going to take place at the State House this weekend. We'll get to that shortly. General, we're hearing a lot of problems at airports around the country. More passengers flying because obviously fares are down, but less TSA agents. Is this a money thing, why there are less at the airports at this point?
I think it has both as a matter of money as well as well-trained personnel. We found that over the last several years, many TSA agents were let go because of various reasons. So I think what they're doing is trying to better a better quality individual, and that'll take a little bit of time. It's as well as a budgetary consideration. But as far as TF Green is concerned, they've made the best of it apparently, and they've come up on top versus the rest of the country. The waiting time and the procedures and the whole protocol has improved significantly.
Okay, if you're flying, obviously this is something that you're not going to be happy with. American Airlines said 6,400 passengers missed their flights last week across the country. So that's another problem that's coming into this.
It is, probably for various things. They're not getting at the airport early enough, and I think that's probably the main concern. You need to get there at least an hour and a half ahead of the flight time. If you get there a half hour ahead of flight time, you're not going to make it. That's guaranteed. And travelers should be aware of that. So you need to check with your airline, make sure that there's no glitches here and there. You need to get to the airport at least an hour and a half ahead of time and go through the whole procedure, and you'll make your flight.
All right, apparently they're going to add about 750 people across the country because of this problem. Is there something else that, the feds should do at this point?
Well, I think they're looking at bettering the technology, and they're looking at different streamlining. For instance, you can get into a high volume where a lot of people come through, but if you have special a consideration to go through a special line where you've already been pre-screened and pre-selected and pre-checked, and you can go through that line and not go through the regular protocol that anyone would have to go through. So they're looking at different ways and means to streamline from the time you get to the airport until you get on the plane.
What's the real implication for being short-staffed at this point? Just possibility of missing your flight?
Well, not so much that. I think it's more that people are not getting to the airport on time. And if they're trying to get through the line in a short amount of time, that's not going to happen because the agents on duty are not going to make it faster because you happen to be late to catch your flight.
It's interesting. After 9/11, people were getting to the airport 2-3 hours ahead of time. It's been a while since then. Have we been lax, so to speak, on protocol on what it's like to get on a flight? Talking about passengers themselves.
Yeah, passengers. That, in my opinion, that's probably the biggest problem. People take advantage of saying, well, I can make my flight. If I'm leaving at 10 o'clock, if I get there at 9 o'clock, I'll be okay. That's really not the case because a lot of other people think the same way. You need to get there at least an hour, perhaps an hour and a half ahead, and you'll be okay. But it depends on the airport, too. TF Green is pretty okay. I mean, people come in from Hartford and Boston to use Green because it's more accessible and it's easier to get to.
All right, changing gears, there's a rally at 3 o'clock at the State House on Saturday. It's focusing on veterans' benefits, exemption of state tax for military benefits. General, you've known about this for a long time. It's been an issue for, what, 40 years?
It has, over 40 years. Rhode Island is one of 5 states in the entire country that still takes tax out of the military pensions. And it's the only state in all of the Northeast that gives no consideration to military pensions.
Why?
For various reasons. We've got various reasons throughout the past 40 years that I've been involved in it, ranging from, well, this isn't the time, you can't do this, the budgetary, this is the year it needs to happen. That's what the focus will be Saturday. We're expecting hopefully hundreds of people on the State House lawn to get that message out.
Now, the governor backs this proposal.
The governor said she would like to be able to give benefits to our veterans. I have some real positive consideration from the Speaker of the House and as well as the President of the Senate. So I think this is the year we should see something rather than nothing over the past 40-some years.
By the way, you do not have to be a veteran to show up at the State House.
Absolutely, and especially, that's a good point, families and certainly non-veterans too.
All right, the General will be there. It's 3 o'clock at the State House on Saturday. General, as always, thank you for your thoughts and thanks for watching.